This is Tom Fox, and welcome to the Daily Compliance News. Today, I want to begin by telling you about an exciting new podcast I'm beginning this week. It is AI Today in 5, where I curate 5 stories about AI and how it works in compliance and general business application that you can use in your business or in your compliance world on a daily basis. AI Today in 5 has premiered on the Compliance Podcast Network. I'm running it for the month of August. If I can get 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to continue doing it. So please check it out, subscribe, rate, and review wherever great podcasts are listened to. AI Today in 5. The Daily Compliance News for August 7, 2025, the SEC Can Gag edition. And we begin with that story from Reuters, which reports that the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in a 9-0 decision upheld the SEC's gag rule, rejecting a claim that it illegally silences defendants who want to criticize the regulator after settling a civil enforcement case. Interestingly, they said the rule was not unconstitutional on its face, but it could violate the First Amendment depending on how it was applied. That seems completely inconsistent to me, but and again, these are judges, so what do you expect? Next up, in a really fun and interesting article from Matt Levine. If you don't read Matt Levine every day, you should. He's one of the top business columnists in America, but he takes a deep dive into the potential regulatory scheme from the Securities and Exchange Commission over crypto. So the question is crypto a useful currency for some type of project or an investment? Well, what happens when it's both? Does this mean that you can release these to the public and not have to file with the SEC? Gary Gensler took the position that tokens were securities, so they had to register with the SEC. But now Paul Atkins, the new SEC chair, says that most tokens are not securities. But he says they will be regulated for securities fraud. Is there a middle ground? Well, Matt Levine explores that. Next up, in an incredibly troubling report by the New York Times, turns out Uber has been well aware of sexual assaults of drivers against female passengers. They've come up with multiple ways to help stop this, and Uber management has rejected those because they wanted more business. It's just unbelievable that the ride-sharing service that would proclaim it's the safest option for travel would have taken this position, but they claim it's independent contractors, and, well, we're not the police. Well, guess what? You're going to be liable in a court of law, particularly after all of the discovery that the New York Times did reporting this comes out. Our final story is from Foreign Affairs, entitled "The New American Hustle: How Trump is Changing Corruption and Making It More Dangerous." Whether it's launching a cryptocurrency scheme or accepting a Qatari jumbo jet or issuing pardons for donors based on the amount of money they pay, Donald Trump has drawn frequent accusations of corruption. Each instance raises critical concerns about misused authority, undemocratic governance, and foreign influence. Although such claims are larger, or rather difficult to assess from a bigger picture, it's clear that corruption is becoming more dangerous and more embedded in the American way of life, thanks to Donald Trump. On July 4th, we had perhaps the worst tragedy to ever hit my home county in its history over this weekend, and myself and my family are fine, but multiple others who lost loved ones, lost family members, are obviously not fine. So if you can find your way to help with any donation, I would greatly appreciate it. This is Tom Fox. Thank you. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.